Good afternoon, everyone. Jonathan Davis here with Davis AutoSports, and today we're excited to offer you guys a beautiful 2006 Tahoe Z71. This is a true one-owner, Carfax certified guaranteed vehicle with a flawless history, clean and clear title, 112,000 original and documented miles. This Tahoe has been service since day one of ownership at the dealership. We have all the records available, which are also on the Carfax report. I want to let you guys know too, Carfax does show this as a two-owner only because the original and only owner had the vehicle transferred when they moved to Hawaii, and going to Hawaii they had to get it titled there. So anytime a title is issued, Carfax cannot distinguish whether that's a new owner or a previous owner. They just know a new title has been issued. So this has been maintained through the same family since day one of ownership. It came in beautiful condition. Of course, we did our full paint correction service. And if you're looking on this side, passenger side, we are shooting this directly into sunlight, and a black car is the last color vehicle you want to shoot in the sunlight. We'll get up close here in a moment. You'll see the 4-day paint correction was well worth it. Gives the paint a beautiful finish. Mechanically, we brought the Tahoe through our service department here. We replaced all 4 shocks. The rear shocks needed to get replaced. The front 2 were fine, but we don't replace parts of a component system. We replace everything. So it's got 4 brand new shocks. It also has new rotors and pads all the way around. The axle seals had some very slight seepage, wasn't leaking, but we went ahead and replaced those as well. AC had a slight leak. We did do a leak down test, and 3 of the O-rings had to get replaced. So AC system is 100% functional now, ready to go for the summertime. If you take a look at this gloss on this black paint, so if you guys are unfamiliar with a paint correction service on a black vehicle of this size, you're looking at about a 4-day service, and that's with 2 of our reconditioned specialists on it. They essentially, I'm going to breeze through the process, but they wet sand the exterior starting with a 1500 grit, and then multiple steps work all the way up to a 5000 grit sandpaper, and that's done with water. From there, it's compounded with a gritty compound with a wool pad with a high-speed buffer. After that's done, then we go with a first stage polish, which is done with a foam pad and a polish sort of compound. Once again, done in a high speed. Then we go to a stage 2 polish, which you need to do on a dark car, and then after that it gets sealed. All the pillars have been done. Anything that's black paint has been done, and the end result is just absolutely almost brand new looking paint. I mean, you don't see any swirl marks in the black paint. And if for any of you guys that have owned a black car, you know that they show all the imperfections, all the swirl marks. Most places that are capable of doing paint correction, because it's very tedious, you need to know what you're doing because you're dealing with sandpaper on paint. Usually, if you can find a place, they're anywhere from $75 all the way up to $125 an hour for the service. And usually, like I said, it's if you're working 8-hour days on a black SUV, you're looking at 3 to 4 days easily, and that's with 2 guys. So it's very, very expensive. Of course, we're not upping the price of the vehicle at $75 an hour for 3 days. We like to sell beautiful vehicles and do everything we can to get them perfect within Rome. There's your brand new rotor. And also, please note, guys, when we buy rotors, obviously there's all different grades of rotors. As you see here, that is a primer and paint based rotor, so you're not going to get a rusty looking rotor. We get the premium rotors, same as pads and everything else. So we just don't advertise new stuff and get cheap crap. So the sun is beating straight down. There's no clouds. and just take a look at this paint. I mean, just to show you the detail of the camera, I mean, you can see my hand, how detailed it is, and this paint is beautiful. And we do end this with a seal as well, so this will last a while. It's up to you to maintain it with an annual, depending on if the vehicle's kept outside or inside, not an annual paint correction, but an annual sort of wax, just to really seal the work that we did. Essentially what we've done is we've taken a very thin layer of clear coat off and brought the existing layer back to life with the different steps that I listed out for you guys. There's a shot of one of the 4 brand new shocks. Also want to let you guys know the undercarriage of this Tahoe is beautiful. We have a ton of pictures of it. No rust issues whatsoever. Now I also do want to note, as nice as this Tahoe is, between you know, the paint and the body panels and everything, it is a pre-owned vehicle, so you have to expect very minor wear and tear. But as you see, there's no damage or no issues or anything like that. So on the inside of the vehicle, we replaced the front lower panel leather portion. There was nothing crazy wrong with it, just the bolster had a little bit of wear like all these trucks do. So this entire panel is all brand new. We didn't have to replace this panel. This one's in excellent condition. Armrest is in excellent condition as well. It's a non-smoker's vehicle. I don't smoke. I can tell right away when a vehicle's been smoked in. No burns on the pillars, no burns in the carpet, no dog hair, no food. Does have DVD, rear buckets, rear air, AC, heated seats, Bose sound system. She's loaded up, top to bottom. Headliner's in great condition as well. Bottom of the doors, 100% flawless, no rust whatsoever, zero. Rear gate shocks work as they should. All the carpets are very, very clean. Third rows are perfect. Give you another shot of this paint. Another thing that the paint correction does, guys, if you notice, if you look at some reflections in this paint, everything is very smooth and rounded off. A lot of factory paint has what's called orange peel, and it's little ripples, almost like a golf ball. And when you look at something through the paint, there's no straight lines with orange peel. It's very ripply. And you'll see here all the reflections of the fire extinguisher, the stone, the curb, it's all straight. So paint correcting actually knocks down that layer of orange peel that you pretty much get anytime you paint a car, just because the way the clear coat settles, it can't lay completely 1000% flat. So kind of give you an idea, if you look at this bottom of this rocker panel, so we don't sand this down all the way. We do hit this with like a 3000 grit, and it's probably going to be hard to tell, but if you look at my shoe there, nice bright shoe, you see how it looks sort of distorted a little bit just because it still has the factory orange peel. Now if I raise it up, it's very clear. So it does a lot, and it's a lot of work to do it, but the end result is truly beautiful. So let's show you the front. I do want to let you guys know too, we are replacing this panel as well. There's a little bit of, looks like something got stuck to that, so we were going to dye this panel right here, but we're not going to dye it. We're going to replace this entire piece right here. It's included in the price. The bolsters are nice and fat. They're not flattened out, so that's good. Power seats, heated seats. Take a look at the bolster here. Perfect. You have your side airbags. Armrests are perfect. All the nooks and crannies are very, very clean. You got your books and manuals, and for you guys that always want to see the coding, going to give you all your different codes for options on this as far as rear end and all that good stuff. So there goes that. Dash is in great condition. So now, most importantly, we'll go ahead and take this thing on a quick test drive. We don't have too much fuel in it. It will come with a full tank of gas, of course. Do want to note too, obviously, like I touched on earlier, we did the full AC service on this thing, so the AC is ice cold. Zero odors in this, no baby odors, and I say that, I have babies. I know what a truck of years of babies smell like between food and all that miscellaneous stuff that goes on in a car. So none of that, no dog smells, definitely no cigarette smells. Obviously four-wheel drive with the Z71 package. You got your tweeter on the pillar right there. All your pixels are all intact, no dead pixels anywhere. Top of the steering wheel is very clean, no wear, no gummy, no stickiness. You got both keys and a remote. Super smooth. One finger on the wheel, knees are off. Drive this thing straight as can be. On these independent front suspension GM trucks, a lot of times the steering can get a little funky with everything, and everything's tight as can be on this guy. Do want to also point out too, I forgot to mention it in the video, the front bumper did have a lot of rock chips on it, so we probably went above and beyond. We probably could have touched it up with touch-up paint, but you still would have seen them, and we could have just left the bumper on there and scuffed it and painted it and clear coated it. But the way we do things, we actually removed the bumper, we sanded it down to bare metal, we then 2K primed it, sand the primer down, base coat blacked it, clear coated it, then wet sanded the bumper, and then reassembled it. Probably a little overkill, but the end result is a brand new painted bumper that's done right, and a ton of clear coat on it to really prevent those future rock chips. Just to kind of go above and beyond so that there's no surprises for any of you guys that have driven or owned GM SUVs or pickup trucks for this generation, you guys are probably fully aware of the GM sort of column play that they have. It's not in the steering wheel. The steering is very tight. As I move it, you can see the truck moving, but there's a little bit of looseness in the steering column, and there's really not a whole lot you can do. I mean, there's different things you can do, but nothing really solves it without a any GM truck. For anyone that has owned one, you guys already know what I'm talking about. There's just a little bit of sort of noise that goes on in the column. You won't hear it on video because it's very, very faint. I'm over describing the vehicle like we like to do here for all of our sight unseen buyers, but that's the only thing that you can even remotely nitpick on, and I wouldn't even do that just because it's on every single GM truck for this generation. There's different sleeves that you can buy online and everything, and it helps it slightly, but it's not a big deal at all. It's just a small little thing that I just want to make a note on. Once again, non-smoker. AC is nice and cold. Mirror doesn't have any fogginess in it. No check engine lights on. Everything's running proper as far as oil pressure, temperature. We'll go through these while we're at the light. Back window perfect. Other back window perfect. Fan down. Fan up. Full turn of the wheel. All the power steering components work as they should, no noises. Very smooth acceleration. Let me go ahead and put my seatbelt on. And what I was touching on earlier, guys, with the steering, which is a common and known issue with all these GM trucks, we will be more than happy to put the sort of sleeve collar fix on it if need be, which does help out a hair. If requested, we can do that at cost. But and I do want to, for you guys that aren't aware of the problem, it doesn't have anything to do with the control of the steering or anything like that. It, more than anything else, it's just something that you hear. There's no it has nothing to do with the the functions or the controls. It's not a safety issue or anything like that. And if you were to even Google it online, you're going to see all sorts of stuff that pops up. It's common in all the GM trucks, whether it's the heavy duties, the single 1500s, the SUVs, the 2500 series. Super smooth driving truck, no issues whatsoever, goes down the road great. Like I mentioned, brand new rotors and pads, new shocks. All right, guys, that will complete the test drive. Quick recap: 06 Tahoe Z71. As you see, she's loaded up. I went through all the new parts. Very, very clean truck. It's the right one in my opinion. So we've done a good amount of work to make this thing as nice as we can make it without going completely overboard. In our opinion, it's a very complete SUV. If you guys have any questions, please feel free to contact me directly. Sales@davisautosports.com, or you can reach us at 855-955-3377. Thank you.